Hey, gorgeous. How are you guys doing today? So, I want to talk about, is it time to leave? And why more Black Americans over 50 are moving abroad. But before I get started, I have a huge favor to ask. If you find any value or enjoy the content, please remember to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate your support. Okay, I want us to sit with something real today. Something a lot of us feel, but we don't always have the words or the space to say it. What happens when you start to feel like maybe it's time to go? And I don't mean just going on vacation or taking a quick break, but really leave. Leave America. I know even saying that can stir up guilt, fear, confusion, especially for those of us over 50 who've lived full lives here. We've raised our children, we've worked hard, sacrificed, we've built communities, and now suddenly, or maybe slowly, there's this whisper that says, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I want something different, something softer, something that feels more like freedom than fatigue. So this episode is what we're going to discuss. And it resonates deeply with me because I'm not just talking about this from the outside, I'm living it. I'm preparing to move to Portugal, and I've had to sit with everything I'm sharing with you today. The grief, the fear, the freedom, the possibility. So let's talk, not just about leaving, but also about choosing yourself in this next chapter of life, especially as a woman over 50 who's tired of shrinking, surviving, and performing strength when all I want is peace now. And let's be honest, we're all tired, and not just physically tired, down in our soul tired. Tired of explaining ourselves, tired of being the strong one, the fixer, the invisible backbone. Tired of giving 200% just to be seen as enough. Tired of a system that extracts everything and gives so very little back. And tired of watching the news and seeing people who look like us constantly devalued, dismissed, and destroyed. And after 50, something does shift. It's like we start hearing our spirit more clearly. We start asking, what do I want? What do I need? And who do I want to be in this next chapter of my life? And that's not selfish. And that's not abandonment. That's actually growth. Now, let's bring in a little data. Because it's not just you and it's not just me. This is a movement. According to Monmouth University poll in 2024, 1 in 6 Americans aged 55 and older said they'd like to retire abroad. And that's not a small number. And as of 2025, more than 655,000 Black Americans are living abroad. And that number does include people of all ages. But we know through community groups, stories, and trends that many of them are 50 or over 50 or 50 and older. And they're choosing peace, they're choosing affordability, and they're choosing over the constant exhaustion of living in America. And we're talking about people who have moved to Portugal, Ghana, Mexico, South Africa, and they're not looking back. And online spaces like Blacksit Tribe, Blacksit Global are exploding with members. Many of them are older people, retirees, and women midlife saying they're ready to live differently. And let me say this clearly, no place is perfect. Portugal is not perfect. South Africa is not perfect. No place on earth is without challenges. But here's the thing, it's not about perfection. It's about choosing what challenges you're willing to carry. Do you want to keep carrying stress, invisibility, and systemic exhaustion? Or are you ready to carry newness, curiosity, and adventure? But carrying it without fear or being the constant background. Because peace, it should be... We should pursue peace, even if that means crossing borders. So let me share something deeper with you, the reasons why more of us are making that shift. We deserve to be the main character. And in America, we've been the support system for everybody else. Abroad, you can finally center yourself and not just be seen as needed. We were not meant to work until we die. Many cultures abroad respect rest, and you can live well, even better, on less. Imagine rest not as a luxury, but a normal part of your daily life. You know, there's spiritual liberation. There's a kind of heaviness here, the racial trauma, the generational fear, that chronic survival mode. That can be a spiritual detox when you leave. You're able to return to yourself. A new environment rewires your brain. You can't grow if you're in the same soil that has been choking your roots. New places spark new thoughts. They give your spiritual space to breathe. You get to reinvent. Nobody abroad knows your resume, your mistakes, or your limitations. You show up as who you are now, not who you've been told to be. This is the next migration. Our ancestors moved north for survival. We can move globally for liberation. Peace is the new wealth. Mental peace, emotional safety, dignity, that's wealth. And many of us are realizing we can't afford not to seek it anymore. You can stop explaining yourself. The weight of constantly defending, code switching, translating, or existing is exhausting. Some of us are choosing to leave so we can finally just be. So how do you know when it's time to go? You know it's time when the idea of staying feels heavier than the fear of going. You know it's time when the life you've built no longer fits who you've become. You know it's time when you stop asking, is this practical? And start asking, is this aligned with who I am now? And for me, Portugal called to me in a very deep, deep way. It said, you can rest here, and not just physically. And I realized I'm not running from anything. I'm running toward a version of me I haven't met yet, but who's been waiting. And yes, I'm scared. I am grieving the life I'm leaving behind, but I'm also feeling a sense of freedom. And that feeling, that's worth crossing the ocean for. So here's what I want to leave with you. You don't have to burn everything down. You don't have to over-explain your decision. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be honest with yourself. Because you've already carried enough. You've already proven enough. You've already sacrificed enough. Now it's time to choose you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear, what are you thinking? I mean, are you thinking about leaving? Have you dreamed of living abroad, or are you already doing it? So I'd be interested in hearing, your comments, or seeing your comments, reading your comments. And if you want more of this kind of conversation, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put out new content. All right. We're not just aging, we are awakening. And I'd like to be on that journey with you. So, again, please remember to like and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye.